So in this route, we're going to be going from Hart Street EC3 to Pages Walk SE1. Now, this is a fairly new route which has come up in October for a number of students, so I thought we would cover it. Now, it is not a particularly long route, it's actually quite a short route. So, first thing that we want to do, as always, is to draw our planning line from the green marker to the red marker. Now, this is the line that we want to always stay as close as possible to when we're planning and drawing our route. When it comes to these questions where we're crossing the river, as you can see here, we're going to go from north to south on the river. What we want to figure out is which crossing should we use. By crossing, that is going to be either a bridge or a tunnel. So if we zoom in a little bit closer, we can see there are two crossings that are close to our planning line. On the right, we have Tower Bridge, and on the left, we have London Bridge. Now, which of these two is correct? The one that we need to use is the one which is closer out of the two. So if we zoom in slightly further, what we'll see is actually of the two, Tower Bridge is clearly closer to the line. So we definitely want to be using Tower Bridge. Now that we've decided which crossing to use, we need to figure out how we're going to get to the crossing. So if we look here, we can see that Tower Bridge, we can get to it via Tower Approach, and there is a one-way system here which we can utilize. So now let's zoom into the green marker and see what we have in our surrounding and decide how we can access this one-way system here. So we're starting off on a one-way ourselves. We want to make sure we're not going the wrong way. So if we start off on the one-way, we can continue. And here you can see there's a railway station, but that is not affecting us, that is not blocking us, so we can continue. For those of you who studied the course, you will know we cover all of the different features, and one of the features are railway lines and railway stations, and being able to identify how we can pass through them since they don't interfere with us. So now that we've come onto Crosswall, we're going to continue and then come down. So we take a right, come down, and then go around Goodman's Yard. So we're going to go around, we're going to come down here, and then we're going to go straight onto Tower Approach. Cross over the bridge, keeping left, of course, and here we're going to go straight over again. We can ignore these two lines. Those are once again railway lines, as you can see. Continue straight on, and then we can see the red mark is further down, so we're going to keep going, and then we're going to turn off left here, and then we're going to turn on to this one way here, which is Crimscott Street, and then we're going to take a right, and then finally a left, and then there we are on Pages Walk SE1. So there's our planning. Let's go ahead and draw this route. So make sure you always clear your planning line. Do not leave your planning line on the map. Okay, so we're going to zoom in all the way. So always make sure you're fully zoomed in when you're drawing your routes. Turn here. Now I want to talk about this little feature here. So this might confuse quite a few people. What we want to do is simply go around like this. This is not a roundabout, okay? So you should be able to tell by looking at the map how this feature works. If you understand the rule of unmarked one-ways, which we cover in our course, you should immediately understand why we're going this way as opposed to going around it, okay? So this is not a roundabout. This is a structure, if you like, in the middle of the road, and we have to follow it this way. So we're going to continue here. Keeping left, making sure not to touch the central reservation here. Keep going. And we said we would turn on to Crimscott Street, and then from here it's relatively easy. Simply going to and there we are. Make sure you click stop at the end. This is what your route should look like. So definitely using Tower Bridge, not using any of the other crossings. We would lose marks if we were to do so. So for those of you who are preparing for your topographical assessment, if you're interested in practicing the most common topographical routes, which come up again and again, we have put together a full topographical course, and this includes 30 of the most common topographical routes which come up again and again in the assessment. You will be able to practice these on the map, on the same map that you'll have in the assessment. You will also be able to watch tutorial videos which explain to you all of the rules for drawing on the topographical map, so the different features and how to navigate these features. Apart from the topographical routes, you'll also be able to watch tutorial videos on how to answer the A to Z book questions using the A to Z book, and then you'll also be able to practice actual A to Z book questions and also the compass-based MCQs as well. And then at the end, you will have access to 3 full mock tests, just like the real assessment, where you're drawing routes, answering MCQs, and also answering A to Z book questions. So, if your test is coming up, I would strongly recommend you to take a look at this course. If you have any questions, you can read all about the course on the website. I'll put a link down below. Also take a look at some of the results of our students who have used the course and passed, and see what sort of marks they have gotten. If you're also looking for the CERU, we do have a combination course which provides everything that you need to pass both the topographical and the CERU. At the moment, that package is on a promotion which is 50% off until the end of this year, at which point the price will be going back up. So if you have any more questions, you can always contact us by calling us on 0203965702 or going onto the website and then clicking on this WhatsApp button.